like do it separately, like Live's team and YouTube Live?
What do you mean?
Like use YouTube Live to record your screen while you're um, doing this Teams call. So essentially, YouTube Live will record your screen,
Yeah,
and everybody can see whatever you're seeing right now on the screen. Does that make sense?
on YouTube.
Yeah, since you're trying to like record live on YouTube as well, right? This
Mm.
session. Uh, I'm not really sure how it works, but I would assume that you could use YouTube Live to just record this whole session as well.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think you can get it to record the whole session too, but it'll be on YouTube anyway.
All right, you're going to post it on YouTube anyway, so yeah,
Yeah,
it's either or.
yeah. Okay, that's right. We'll see what Felly says. Um, so what were you saying, Ryan? Let me just go back. If the hourly is opposite to the 4 hour, do you wait for the hours to change? No. So okay, let's go through this example. Right, on the hourly, we're bullish, right? Because we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then on the hourly, because we're only trading really this kind of like this tiny time frame, right? This all that doesn't really matter. So if our hourly is bearish and we've clearly made a break of structure and we're waiting for a reversal back into structure, we're in this stage. So we're in this stage, right? So if we were taking, say price is up here, right? We're in the reversal stage after we see a change of character. So we're expecting it to come all the way down and have this reversal inside of here. Does that make sense?
Mm, right.
So we don't need every hour, every time frame to align. We just need a, you know, the time frame you're trading on to align. So even on the 3 minute, like you can take trades on the 3 minute and it doesn't need to align with the overall bullish time frame. Just whatever time frame you're trading needs to align. So if normally we take trades on the 15 minute, like this is where our structure is made. So ideally you want to be buying in this section and selling in this section.
Mm, all right.
That makes sense. So should it be helpful if it aligns, but in the end, yeah, it's not the end of it. It's convenient if it does. You know what I mean? Like, yes, like if you take this example, we just entered an area of daily supply, right? This is where people are selling, right? Why would we look for buyers here? Even if the bias is bullish, yes, we can get a really nice buy position. Maybe if we like take it here, right? Maybe we can do it. We can do something like that. But the probability of it hitting our take profit is so much lower, right?
Because the
Because
supply's already been swept.
yeah, like we have, say this is a break of structure, right? Really good. This is our demand, right? And you just take the trade like that. Yeah, it's a good setup, but why would you take that inside of a supply zone just because it's bullish?
So you're saying it's better to always like observe the higher time frames as well in order
Yes.
to see the daily supply.
Yeah, exactly. You should always mark out daily supply. So I've got this section here. In terms of breaking down a chart, this is what you should do. So first, outline daily supply zones for the week. So if you go, let me clear out this stuff. It's probably useless now. So say we're trading around here. What we would do on the first day is mark out all the supply zones. Weekly is fine as well, but I just don't use the weekly. You can use the weekly if you'd like to. But again, less information, you know what I mean? I like the daily more. So
Mm.
we have this daily supply zone here that I've marked out. We have some here, we have one here, right? And what I do is mark them out, and then I won't take buys if I'm in a supply zone, right? Never take buys in a supply zone, never take sells in a demand zone. That's just kind of a rule of thumb, right? Because it's very low probability.
Yeah.
So first, what do? We mark out our daily supply zones. Then we scale down to the 4 hour, and then we identify our 4 hour supply zone. So that would be, this could be a daily or a 4 hour, doesn't really matter. This, just the most recent ones. So the most recent ones are this, and this, right? This is our daily demand here. As you can see here, let me take this out as well. On the daily time frame, we had our break of structure. So after a break of structure, what do we expect? What do we expect after a break of structure upwards?
After a break of structure, there should be price continuation and then a retest.
Yeah, but where are we retesting? Like, no. So after this break of structure, what do we normally see in this pattern of higher highs, higher lows? After this break of structure, we should always see, for a continuation, we should always see a retracement, this step here.
Retracement, yeah.
It doesn't work. That's crazy. Okay. Are you guys able to get the link and send it to them? To this?
The link.
The link's not coming up for me.
Off of Philly.
Yeah.
Oh man. Is there like a time limit on this link
No,
or something?
there's not on this one. Teams, and then if I can just invite him, how do I invite him?
I think you click people and then share invite. Let me try.
Sure. Any questions so far that you guys have?
I think I already understood the bias part. Now trying to understand fully the confluence term terminology.
Okay, I got you. Let me just get. I feel bad if he couldn't make it because I know it's pretty late for him as well.
Have we found out which country he resides in?
Yeah. What country did he said it before? He was in somewhere in the African continent.
Oh wow.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what he says. Thanks for sending it to Ryan. Yeah, Zoom works like if that doesn't work for him, we'll just switch to Zoom. That's okay. I'd rather him be here. But okay. In terms of Confluence, what do you mean when you say Confluence? Like what do you want to know about Confluences in specific?
How do you identify confluences?
Okay. Like what my Confluences are for a trade?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is kind of what my Confluences look like. If I go, my first confluence is going to be always entering a supply or demand zone. A high probability one is a huge confluence for me. right? This is going to be a very high probability place for price to bounce because it's a daily demand zone, right? The higher in the time frame you go, the more um, solid of a zone it is, right? These
Right.
weak 1 minute zones will fail any second.
Mm-mm.
And even when you like the reason you swing trade these are because they're pretty good zones, right?
Yeah. Is it easier to identify rather than the smaller time frames?
Yeah, yeah. So like you easily know that this is a break of structure and this is the protected low, and then this is going to be our daily demand zone, right?
Mm.
Next one, like that's good, but what if price just wicks down and comes back up? You kind of screwed, right? Um,
Right.
Next is going to be our 15-minute change of character. So what I want to see is, given it comes into one of these zones, even a 4 hour demand zone, what I want to see is, even a 4 hour demand zone is good, but what I want to see is for it to give me this, a change in order flow. So that just means there's a lot of buyers in the area, right? In this daily demand, we see this big reaction upwards and completely break structure, right?
Right.
Oh, here he is. Hey,
Amazing.
Hey everyone, sorry for the delay.
that's
Hey,
okay. Good to have you, man.
Yeah, man, it's my first session, so
what time is it over there?
What's the time over there, Philly?
it's 7:53.
PM, AM.
7 a.m. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's not terrible.
Ah, not
I
too
thought it
bad.
was super late at night.
uh, yeah, man.
Um,
Like breakfast ready, Philly?
do you target imbalances, fair daily gaps? Yeah. So, I've got the chat open as well. Ryan's in the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not able to speak because he's in the car.
Yeah, so imbalances are something I look at as well. Like, so imbalance is you take three candles and you take that middle, but I don't really give it much credit because imbalances are everywhere. Like here, here, there's imbalances everywhere. But what I do use, I'll show you, I'll do another session on DXY. And like the reason I trade these USD pairs is because DXY is such a good tool. DXY imbalances I use a lot. So see these gaps in DXY happen all the time. And what price will do, so DXY, if DXY goes down, any pair that's like Euro USD or AUD USD is inversely correlated. So if DXY goes down, AUD USD typically goes up as well. So if I see a gap here and price is heading up, we're more than likely to hit this imbalance and fill it, right? So if price is looking like it's going up here, that means Euro USD is looking like it's selling off here. So that'll be another session to go on. We can do that next week as well, and I'll do a little session on DXY. Yeah, it'll be the same for GU as well. So any USD pair at the end. Did you want to do a session as well, Felly? Like, did you have something to go over today? I know you wanted to talk about some stuff.
Sure, but my computer failed, so I'm using my phone.
Ah,
Let me
you're
see if
joking.
Ah,
let me see if I can arrange it.
That's okay.
But
Maybe next week then.
maybe give me a few minutes. Maybe give me a few
Okay, yeah, if you
minutes.
yeah, if you can get that to work, that'd be great then. What happened? Why couldn't you join the meeting?
I don't know what happened to my team,
Yeah,
but it seems to work. But I don't know what happened today.
yeah, right. Well, you
But one
reckon
thing
team?
I want to discuss with you guys. You have presented your strategy. Don't
Uh-huh.
you think that I will confuse the guys about my strategy, or it will be okay for them?
Um, depends. Like I think knowledge is not always a bad thing. If they want to take some like parts of it, absolutely. That's fine. Like whatever works, I think. Up to them.
fine. Because what I usually do is it's a demand and supply, but I have added some things. So I will try to show them because I have seen you have covered the demand and supply part in the first session, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's just few things that I use so they can help them.
Like what?
Mostly the
What do you
entry.
typically use?
Yeah. Because there is if you understand demand and supply in deep, I would just add two things: liquidity flip and liquidity engineering, and then after that, that's the strategy.
See, I've heard of
So
those, but
maybe
I've
you
heard
never heard
of,
about it. Yeah, it's not common, but
yeah,
actually it gives a very good entries because most of my entries are sniper. So
sure.
it's you just follow the liquidity pool. If you ever heard the liquidity pool,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, look, even I'd like to listen to that as well. Um,
Oh,
because
I've
by
never heard
no
of these
means,
terms before.
what's that?
I've never heard of these terms before, liquidity engineering and the other one.
Not a lot of
flip,
people
yeah,
do that. Yeah.
just few people are using it because I just borrowed it from my friend is working at treasury department at the bank. I'm working at the bank, so he's the one that showed me. So it's not famous, but the entries are sick, man. The
Yeah,
entries are
right.
sick.
I'd be more
So
than happy to
he's
look at
an
it.
institutional trader, your friend?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Uh,
He's an institutional trader. He's working at the bank. We are all working at the bank, but I'm working in a risky department. He's working in treasury.
nice.
Ah.
What
Okay,
country
so
are you, by
I
the way?
got the strategy from him. What?
What country are you at right now?
Right now I'm home for holiday.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard about Eurocredit? Eurocredit Bank?
Euro
No, no.
credit.
What country are you at? Do you reside, Philly? Africa?
Right now I'm in Africa for holiday.
Where are you
Ah.
normally? What's your country
No,
like that you normally in?
mostly I'm working in two countries.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm in Greece, sometimes I'm in Germany.
Ah, nice.
Yes.
You speak German?
Yes, Germany and Greece.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So, so I'm looking at Eurocredit. Have you ever heard of Eurocredit Bank?
Yeah, yeah. I know your credit.
Yes.
Pretty big bank. Wow.
Yes.
Have you heard of it, Dev?
Yeah, yeah. I think there's one in Singapore, actually. Your
Ah,
credit. Yeah, it's
okay.
set out of office here. So, I mean, like, Philly, I'm really interested to know how your strategy differs from Amiru's,
Mm.
and how essentially the institutional traders approach the trading market. How do you achieve your sniper entries, how your analysis looks like, that kind of stuff, like your day-to-day chart
Oh,
analysis before you take the trade and after you take the trade, your risk management as well. You get what I mean?
oh, okay. It's
Mm.
Let me work on my computer
Yeah.
and then I will present it. Maybe Amir, you can go on so that I can work on my computer and then I'll be back. I'll still be alive, but I'm working on my computer in few seconds and then when you're done and then I can go
Okay.
on.
Yeah, no stress. Hopefully that gets working. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let us know when that's working. Hopefully.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
We'll keep going what we were doing. So what were we talking about? Okay. So, um, so we've got our zones, like support and resistance. I think that's like the bread and butter of most trading strategies, right? Supply and demand. That's what drives the market. So if we look at if we zone down to our hourly time frame, we see our change of character. This just means the daily demand is, I'll take this stuff out.
Yeah,
So
you were just speaking just now about how the DXY and the US dollar index like
yeah,
how
this stuff.
AUD price movement.
I think we should do a separate session on this because this isn't really necessary. Like it's a really, really good um kind of thing to know, but it will need its own session, I reckon, because that's going to be huge. Because there's a lot to talk about here. Unless you want to focus this topic on that, if you guys want that.
Maybe we could look at it on the next meeting when there's more preparation. Because I think
Yeah.
this is something that's gonna be very in depth, you know.
Yeah, no, because this when I first like saw this, like it was it was crazy. Like it's just having that extra confluence is huge, especially because you know this is tried and tested. It's huge. So, it's not like fair value gaps where, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But this stuff is great. These imbalances get filled all the time. Maybe not in the same trading day, but they do get filled. Like you can see these gaps here, here, here. So this is yet to be filled here. We have these tiny, tiny gaps that just eventually get filled. So you can always target them. But that will be another session. I'll make some stuff on that as well. That'll be our next session. But in terms of confluences, what would you use there? Like, you tell me what you would use as a confluence. Say price. Say price. So this is our daily demand zone, yeah. And right now we just entered. Like, what would your confluence be to take the trade normally?
I'm not really sure. I don't really have a confluence in mind.
Okay.
That's why that's why I'm still trying to figure out like the whole term of it.
Sure. So just confluence literally just means just another reason, right? You just stack these confluences. You make as many reasons to take the trade as you can. So my first confluence that I fully like, maybe a trend. Yeah, so that's exactly it. So that's one of them. My first real confluence is once it enters one of these demand zones. So either the 4 hour or the daily demand zone or an hourly demand zone as well. As soon as it enters, that's my first confluence, right? That's why I've got this script here that I gave you guys before. So this is my first confluence. Okay. Next one. Without this, I don't take the trade. We have a 15-minute chuck or a change of character, which is this, right? On the 15-minute time frame, you can see it as well. This is huge. This just means that there's enough buyers in this little zone here to cause a change in order flow. Because this whole time this was controlled by sellers, but now we have buyers step in and create this change of character, right? That's my first confluence. Does that make sense? Why?
Yeah. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah. Let's see
Yeah,
where
for
I'm.
me, I usually see when there's a breakout structure, and once price goes into a reversal and goes past the previous like perhaps a higher low or lower high, that's when I know it's a change of character,
Yeah.
and that gives me a confirmation to place a trade so that I can follow the continuation.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what I use here. So we wait for that change of character. You can take the trade, like this would have been a good trade, but we had news. So if I go settings, take that out. So as you can see, we had news here. We had non-farm payrolls, and that caused this huge wick, right? This would have
Yeah.
taken it out. So this is why I
I
don't trade
do
news.
have a question, Amirus.
Mm-hmm.
I do notice there's a certain strategy out there, and I want to know your thoughts on it, which
Okay.
is basically during non-farm payrolls or during high news events,
Mm-hmm.
some traders tend to place their trades like 15 to 30 minutes after the news has been like
After
uh,
the news.
Released.
has went live. So people
Yeah.
place the trade 15 30 minutes afterwards because the price after the huge wick it will go back into a reversal. most of the time, you know.
I don't do that. I'm sure people do, but that just sounds very risky to me if I'm being completely honest.
It's
Right.
true
Like
because
that,
if you press the if you take the position after 15 minutes, you will use the I mean the your risk is so much big because you don't know where the price will go. So you it's hard for you to place your stop loss. Where will you place your stop loss in case
yeah.
of Euro USD
Oh,
there?
wait.
How can you place your stop loss?
So if you
Right.
say, so people take the trade, let me just completely block that out, right? I don't want this to be opaque, but so straight after that news event, you would place that trade on this candle, yeah?
Mm.
So this 15-minute candle, what would your stop loss would either have to be here, and then like you would have a 1-to-1. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the risk to reward is really, really crap.
Yeah,
It's not worth it.
it's not right there. And like say you could like put it like right below this demand zone, but again, like you don't know which way price is going because like this is this still hasn't created a breaker structure here yet. Like you don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just risky. Borderline gambling, if I'm being honest. But that's why I wait for this 15-minute change of character, right? And this would have been a really, really nice trade if we didn't have news. So see how that played out really well. We had the change of character, confirmed that there's buyers in this zone, right?
Mm.
Then we identified our next demand zone. So why is this candle the next demand zone, the next prominent demand zone?
What is this candle? The next demand zone.
After this change of character? We talked about it last session as well.
Yeah.
I think Ryan's got something as well.
Because we're looking at the previous candle low.
Yeah, exactly. So this will be now, yeah, because before, so this is now our protected low, right?
Yeah.
This is our protected low. This is our most important demand zone. So we have this one as well, but as you can see, oh, I don't want that one. I want, so this candle is here as well, but as you can see, we just blew straight through it, right?
Mm.
So our protected low is our strongest demand zone. So I wait for that. And then you can wait for either a 3-minute or a 1 second entry confirmation. So the 1 second one is I see absolutely nobody talking about it, but it's a very nice technique to use. And I've got a session on that too. I don't know if you saw that, Dev. I made
The
another,
break structure 1 second, right? I saw the page
yeah.
you just posted.
Yeah, so would you put yeah, so I would put my stop loss around here. So this is a little bit too risky.
But because the wick went past the daily demand
How
zone,
many
so
pips?
What's that?
How
do you
many
check
pips?
NFT?
Uh, it
Oh,
depends. Like I don't have a set pip amount. That's the thing. If it's super like a really nice clean structure like this, I will have it as a very safe trade. I'll have it a couple of pips, maybe 4 pips from here. Like 4 pips from the demand zone. Or either if it's really close, like the entry's up here, I would have it a little bit further.
Okay, so your lot will be changing according to
Yeah, it
the.
changes all the time. That's why
Okay.
I use that's why I use this tool. So if you got that create limit order, if you have one of these set up, right, or just the paper trading, you could just what you do is you set that up, and it's super easy. You don't even need a calculator. What you do is you do that, then you go create limit, and then you put your risk. So if it's that, then you know there's 44 units or 0.4 lots, 0.44 lots. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you use a set lot size?
According to my strategy, what I do
Uh-huh.
is I have a uniform lot.
Why is that?
Because if maybe let me use one example. If I flip a coin 10 times
Uh-huh.
and I'm using the same lot, it's easier for me to know my reward after losing maybe 5 or 3 turns. If I flip 10 times a coin,
Uh-huh.
maybe I might get 3, maybe I get 3 win and 7 losses. So if I use different lot size, my maybe two losses can wipe up my account. So
That's
that's
why
why I'm using the uniform
I
lot.
agree with you, but that's why I have a set. So the lot size caters for, like, my risk for this trade will always be $50 to $100, right? So the lot size will change depending on what my risk is going to be. So I'm not just
Uh,
guessing it, you know what I mean? So it will
okay.
always,
So
whatever lot size
you
it
will
is,
have
I will.
you so you have uniform
Yeah,
percent of risk,
every
right?
single time, every single trade.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I don't think you should be changing the amount you risk. I think lot size changes because um, your amount of pips change, my time frame changed as well. But your risk should always be the same, either 1% max or 0.5%, especially on a funded as well.
Mm.
Okay, that's
So if we go back to this,
did
what did
you
we say?
take that trade?
What's that?
Did you take that
No,
zero
no, no.
USD? Did you take I took that trade, but I just I came out before the needle. Do you see that needle? I came out before that because I broke even.
So you got out here.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, this would have been a really nice trade, but
yeah.
I was watching it, but I saw news was here, and I just didn't want to take it. And there was
It
news
was
here
tricky.
as well.
Yeah, it was news.
Yeah, I think it stopped out a lot of traders on that night.
Yeah, this is why I don't trade news. This would have been like crazy. This would have been if you entered there, like, yeah, almost if you got slipped, double. That would have been like 2% loss.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but like again, the daily demand, the change of order flow is our first confluence. Then you just keep going down. So if you see your 15-minute, then I want to see a 3-minute change in character. So something like this, go up and then come down. Then I would like to see that as well, or just the 1 second change in character. Those are my confluences. And then obviously the DXY as well. I always constantly look at, but we will get that next session. Um, any
Okay.
questions so far? Anything else you guys want to touch on? Like anything to clarify?
Nothing from my end. I think I got my two questions, main questions covered.
Mm.
Yeah, anything from you, Riza?
Riza.
That's his name, right?
He is quiet. I don't know if he's
Anyways,
is he
sorry to cut you short, guys. I might need to get going in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no
So
worries. We
you
can
all
wrap it
can
up soon
continue.
as well because Ryan needs to go as well.
All right, Ken. But in the next session, I would really love to nitpick and go more in depth with Philly's strategy. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. 'Cause I really got a very good idea of Amiru's whole concept. I
Mm,
just want to see,
okay?
curious how Philly's differs.
absolutely.
Uh,
Did you get
maybe
that
I
laptop
should
working?
start a new link. Maybe I should start a new link and then we will record it and then we'll share it if you won't be available.
Oh yeah, if you can pre-record it, even better.
Yeah, actually, that'd
And
be
then
good.
I could watch it in my own time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I'll share this as well. I'll share this one's recording as well, so I'll share that. And if you just record a session, Philly, and if you
Yeah.
If you do it on like, I can make a channel. So if you send that to me,
Yeah, I'll
either
send
through
it.
email, and I'll just make a separate channel and I'll put that in there for you
Sure.
because
I'll
I
do
think it'll
that.
be good for everyone else as well because it won't get lost in the general chat then.
Okay. So should I start a new link and share so that we can go to the next session, or people are taking a break?
I think these guys need to go now, or in like 5-10 minutes.
Okay. So
So
we'll arrange, right?
yeah, so if you record one in your own time,
Okay. So I should record in my own time and then send it to you so that you can upload.
yeah, and then these guys can ask questions next week as well.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
fine. Let me do it now.
Yeah, no stress. Because yeah, we'll wrap up this session. Any last final questions? Like, I think the most value you get out of Discord is probably just asking questions. Because I wish I had that when I was starting as well.
Yeah.
Um, I think off the top of my head, would be definitely how to avoid strong wicks. Because
Mm,
sometimes they do appear like if it's without the
like
news.
this.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then because I'm putting my stops around the protected lows or the protected
Mhm.
highs, but sometimes the wicks go past that and then it stops me out.
Yeah, so you put it like right here, yeah,
Yeah. I put it right at the
right there.
previous candle low. Yeah. Should I
Yeah.
put maybe a few pips away from it? Like
So what?
roughly how many pips?
See that number, that 10.5?
Yeah.
Most cases, I just add 4 to that. So somewhere around here.
And this is up to discretion, yeah? Not no reason why it's 4 or 5.
No, it's just what I've found is best.
Right.
Like after my testing, that's what I've found 4 works. Like if it goes past 4, more than likely it's just gonna keep going down,
Mm.
right? And that's a fair
Is this
question.
also considering like your spreads as well from your broker?
Oh, bro, my spreads are tiny. They're phenomenal.
Ah,
Most of
Unless,
the time we have the raw spread. So
yeah,
spread is not an issue because most of us we are using prop firm accounts.
yeah.
yeah. So their
So the
spreads are
spread
really
is
nice.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right, then think I've written down everything that I've learned for today.
Yeah,
And oh yeah, I think in the next session we should talk about prop firms and um, how do we sort of like
what?
work around that? What kind of prop firms do you all use? Or why do you all choose the prop firms that you use? And um, do you all depend on prop firms for a long time, or is this something like just to supplement your main brokerage account?
sure. That's good. Yeah.
So,
I'll put that
That's
in. That's another Discord topic to add as well. That's probably a good question for everyone.
perfect.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right,
No stress.
I'm gonna make a move now, guys. It's been
Yeah.
really good. It's been a really good session. Thank you so much, Amiru, for sharing your knowledge with us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks you guys for coming. Hey, and Felly as well.
Yes,
yeah,
fair as
thank
well.
you.
Of course. All
All
right.
right,
Have
guys.
a take care, Ryan. Take care, Dev. Take care, Felly.
Take care, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ciao.
fine.